Yeah, it's been a complicated one. I have he's almost five. I have a 5-year-old, and I always say I love my child. I love him. I don't love motherhood. And that's a very bold thing to say because I think that people are like, she's superwoman. She can do it all. She's a mother and she's a chef, and I'm like, no, that means that I'm not doing anything well because you expect me to uphold these contradicting uh, virtues, so to speak. And you can never be all of those things all at once. You have to give up one thing to be the other. And there are certainly times in my life where I prioritized, and like right now, prioritize being a mother over working the long hours of the restaurant. And then there are times in my life where it had to be the other way around because I'm the primary breadwinner for my family. So, I wanted to complicate that a little bit. And uh, I made compromises to be able to do that. And literally everybody at Reem saw my breasts at one point or another because I was breastfeeding and working. And that wasn't fun. I shouldn't have had to do that, but that it was the case. So that was kind of gawking at that. Funny story that I we get these, funny emails from patrons of the restaurant to give us feedback. When I was working when I opened Diafa, which was my fine dining restaurant, we had this one customer complaint who was actually an old instructor from culinary school. He used to do the bread baking class, and he started off with saying like she was a graduate of our program, and I wanted to come in and say kudos to the chef and blah blah blah. And I sat at the table, and basically like I wasn't treated as royalty. She did come out and say hi to me. Meanwhile, he wrote all of this in email. Meanwhile, I saw her sitting in the corner with her friends, breastfeeding her baby, paying attention to no one. I kid you not, this is an email. And that just kind of exposes what is the value that we place. Very, very contradictory messages that we send women. So I still grapple with how can you have a career and be a perfect mother and all these things. And I've just kind of embraced that. Some days I won't be a perfect mother. Some days I won't be a perfect restaurateur. Can't. Nobody is superwoman like that.
I think the key is to throw that word perfection out of the window.
Exactly.
Don't have it exist in your vocabulary. Don't give it power,
Yeah, don't put me on a pedestal if you're not willing to see me breastfeed my baby in my own restaurant
right.
on my day off, right?
Right.
And not come out and say hi to your royalty, white male instructor.
Right.
That was just a really, really funny moment. I was like, this is very, very this is a symbolic of what is wrong in our society around working women.
Completely. I thank that man. He gave us a great example for this podcast.
Some good comic relief.